I got the horse right here, the name is Paul Revere, and here's a guy that says if the weather's clear, can do.
Hello, racing fans, and welcome back to another edition of Handicapper's Corner, brought to you by the Derby Bar and Grill. I'm Mike Heads, along with Randy Golding. Once again, we're going to go through the Monday, July the 2nd races on the Holiday Canada Day program. We do have 8 races on Monday, starting at the old 1:50 start time. Our feature race is for 3-year-old fillies, the Supernatural.
Yes.
Good race. It is a hare's hand. And Tony Ann's Miracle hooking up. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to work out. That's in race number 6.
That is the question. She has a pedigree to go mile 16. She hasn't done it, so you don't know.
You never know.
Man, was she impressive.
She was. She
First
looked
time
good.
out.
Well, we'll get to that race a little later on. Let's start with the Monday opener. Field of 6. Non-winners of 2 lifetime. Colts and Geldings going 6.5 furlongs. Tough to get by the one appellant. Broke his maiden for 16 by 11 3/4 lengths. Came back in a non-2 allowance and didn't fare well, but did have some issues. Was a little wide, but still was well back that day. He's come back with a couple of works, and wow, hits rock bottom here. Aggressively spotted by the North American Thoroughbred Horse Company and Glenn Todd. So looking for a win here, and looks like they're going to get it. Up at the 5, Naughty Nitro in for second. Just dropped from the 8,000 level in for the 4. Did break his maiden 2 starts back. Time wasn't great at long odds, but still has some speed and should be in play. Should be the one maybe sitting second off of Appellant. And up at the 6, Timber King, who's at a million chances in for third. Maybe he's a better sprinter. I don't know if he's a better router, sprinter. I'm not too sure, but
I thought he'd be better. I think he's a better router.
But the pace scenario was terrible last time for him. He's just unlucky. No. But Appellant looks like miles the best in here. 156.
Yeah, the drop is obviously a bit of a concern. I mean, that's a huge drop. He should win. And I haven't run the numbers yet, but I know trainer Glenn Todd's numbers with horses taking a big drop are pretty good.
They're pretty darn good. Yep.
So when he drops them, he means to win. And so he's the obvious horse. I went with El Diamante second, just because his last sprint's pretty good. His last 2 sprints are pretty good. He might, he was going long last time, so the cut back to a sprint should be okay. And I picked Timber King for third, and he should be part of any exotics ticket.
He should be in there.
You're crazy to put him on top.
Yeah. On to the second race, maiden $8,000 claimers, 6.5 furlongs. I went with the 7, got my another class dropper, another Glenn Todd, North American Thoroughbred Horse Company, big tumble from the penthouse to the basement, and this one's in for the maiden 8. Chased, Appalachia Bay is one of the nicer Colts and Gelding 3-year-olds on the grounds. He is actually, I believe, shipping to Edmonton, but for a stakes race there, but got into a tough spot there. This is a lot easier. Wow, what a class change for Got My Mo. Aaron Grider rides, and I just think this horse has got to be pretty dangerous. I put the 8, Anzac Day, in for second. Another one taking a big tumble in class, been freshened up. Works have just been easy, but John tends to work his horses a little on the slowish side, so I'm not overly concerned. And up at the 2 horse, Bow Chickawawa in for third. Showed good speed, but was up on the pace with Appalachia Bay, so the horse did get put away, and then usually when you get put away at the far turn, you're gonna finish well back. But his race 3 back behind Fort Mac, Panhandle, and El Noble was noteworthy and definitely good enough to beat these horses. And he does go without blinkers today, so maybe that'll help him out. And Sean Savacci will return to the saddle. He's aboard for his better performances, but that horse was worth a look. I had no key in here. I left out Include Quinn. I left out Panning for Gold. I went 7, 8, and 2.
Yeah, it's hard to go past Got My Mo, and he's dropping. He ran okay against a pretty tough group, and once again, as we mentioned, Glenn, when he drops him, he usually means business. I went with Include Quinn second. He kind of broke. He didn't break that well in his last start. So, and his buyers are on the rise. Third start, he could be peak performance. Panning for Gold, he went with third just because it's the kind of horse that has been picking up checks. Yeah, and and going to your Bow Chickawawa, I love speed horses with blinkers off, and that's where you get there. So it wouldn't surprise me to see him run a big race. I went with 7-3-1.
7-3-1 for Randy in race number 2. On to the third race, maiden special weight for fillies and mares. Here going 6.5 furlongs. I really think the competition is 3. For me, it's a 3-horse race, 3, 4, and 7. I went Dory's Darling, a good runner-up effort to Sharp Contrast, who's in the stake race later today. I thought it was a good first up effort for the big filly by Storm Victory. She is a nice, big, tall filly and very athletic, though, and she showed good speed, chased the favorite, and just couldn't get her. But it was a clear, 5 lengths clear of Lady LaRue, who I put in the 3rd spot. And I put the 7, Joni Be True, in the 2nd spot, a daughter of Colonel John, been working well, and this horse was very interesting. $32,000 Florida purchase, or Keeneland purchase, is Florida bred. But Dennis Arrojo's been on her in the mornings for Richard Yates, and I think they might have a good one here at Renfrew Racing. So I went 4, 7, and 3.
Ditto. I went the same. I like Dory's Darling for all the reasons. She big race first time out. Her debut last year, she ran 3rd to Here's Hannah. So she showed, and she was in the race for a while. It wasn't like she wasn't. And Joni Be True, good works. Richard Yates won a race the other day, and Lady LaRue, 3rd off the layoff, good race. Seems pretty obvious. 4-7-3.
Yeah, we pretty much agree. That's a pretty. That race does look like a 4-7-3 or 4-3-7, and they're all interchangeable. They're all 3 very nice fillies. It looks like, and but a good race in race number 3. On to the 4th race. 6250 claimers going older horses here going 6.5 furlongs. I was between Stormy Teen and After the Conflict, and I went After the Conflict. Just finished winning at this level, and. I think he's going to get the lead, or if he doesn't get the lead, at least he's got an outside draw that he can just sit too wide, maybe off of Born at the Track or Sir Barkley, and get a trip. Stormy Teen ran huge last time, beat former stablemate Aditya last time, and but running back in just a week, so that was a little concern for me. But those 2 are, I think, the best. And I put the 3, Born at the Track. I don't want to give up on him. I know his last 2 races he hasn't fared well, but they're against better horses. And but Born at the Track's kind of one of my favorite horses, and I think he'll rebound with a better performance. I went 7-5-3.
Yeah, I went with Stormy Teen. I liked his last race. Aditya is a very nice horse.
He is a nice horse.
And I was actually shocked he beat Aditya, but he did, and he did it fair and square. And so that was a huge race. Coming back pretty quickly, but I think Jim Brown has good numbers with horses coming back quick. So I went with him. I went for Devil in Disguise, 2nd, the old class horse.
Why not?
He's always there. He's in the money. I don't know if he's going to win, but he finally did it last time. And when he gets on a roll, he's pretty good. And Born at the Track, I agree. I almost picked Born at the Track. I like, easy to toss his
Peter's
last
done a good job with this 8-year-old. You know, he's probably not the easiest horse, but I mean, this
is the right spot.
It's a good spot.
He's been running against some pretty tough ones. Bluegrass Angus, he had no chance in that race. He went fast, and nobody was going to catch him.
The odds are good. He had the inside. Once he gets covered up, I think he just loses interest. Once he's out on the lead, or at least in the clear, Born at the Track.
So he could be the one. If he breaks, he could be the one they have to catch, and he could be tough to get past.
So Randy goes 5-2-3 in race number 4. On to the 5th race, got some maiden $4,000 fillies and mares, going 6.5 furlongs. I went to 6 Pawnee. Got some class droppers in here. The Pawnee girls dropping from 25 down to the 4, and does go first time Lasix. It's not listed on ours, but it will be first time Lasix. Pawnee girl, 2 even efforts against way better fillies, and I just thought she was worth a good look in here. She's come back to work well. I put the 10-horse Cody's Honor for Rob Maben, another barn that's going well. Good runner-up effort to the first her Dreams Work last time. And I put the 2-horse Spanish Dancer, another Dave Forster runner. That'll be Gomez. Gomez is riding Spanish Dancer because Arrojo's on both the 2 and 6, but Gomez is on the 2 Spanish Dancer. I went 6, 10, and 2.
This looks to me like a race that could be won by a first-timer, and I went with Our Violet, who's been working well for trainer Frank Barabee. Second in command's a pretty good debut sire.
Good pick.
Works are good. She gets in relatively light. It'll be a little bit overweight of the 108. We won't carry the 108, but if she breaks, she might just get out there and keep going. I give her a chance. I went with Cody's Honor. I'd probably pick her if she didn't have the 10-hole. Yeah. I think she's got the best form.
She's running 3 good races this year.
Yeah, and I went with Crafty Memory 3rd, even though she was fanned off to the last race, but she came back with 2 good works. Jon Snow off the claim. I give her a chance in what I would consider as a wide open race.
It is. There's not a lot to hang your hat on in here. Randy goes 4, 10, and 1. Nice long shot pick. Anyway, that's good. Got to give some insight and a nice little 15-1 morning line. On to the 6th race. This is our feature. Supernatural for 3-year-old fillies going a mile and a 16th. The competition certainly looks all down on the inside to me anyway. Tony Ann's Miracle couldn't have been any more impressive in her Hastings debut. I didn't like her that day. She was 4-5. I mean, not that I didn't like her. I just thought Here's Hannah was better, and Tony Ann's Miracle absolutely destroyed Here's Hannah. Just looked her in the eye, and the inside wasn't the place. In all fairness to Here's Hannah, that was not the place to be. And she was in the deep part of the racetrack, where Tony Ann's Miracle was on the good part of the racetrack, and that will cause 3 and 4 length defeats. Here's Hannah's going to rebound and run a good race. I respect John Morrison and the job he does with his horses, and nice to see them reunite with Richard Hamill. So things could be a little more difficult for Tony Ann's Miracle, especially with Here's Hannah probably getting maybe a fairer racetrack and getting a new distance as well. And she was very good winning the Fantasy last year. And I put the 2 Sharp Contrast in for third. Pretty impressed with this filly by Bellamy Road. She's looked good in both of her starts this year. That was a pretty easy win in 17 and 4 on a track that was not super fast. I've left out Tiptoe, but that might be a mistake on my part. Looks like the horse might want to run on as well. But I went 3, 1, and 2. I'm going to kind of chalk it out here.
Well, yeah, I went with Tony Ann's Miracle. I love Tony Ann's Miracle in that her start there, even though she was 4-5. Just you look at the horses she was running against in Florida; those are some serious race horses. And I just thought, if she runs anywhere close to her races there, she's going to be tough to beat. Here's Hannah's a nice horse, but she was facing different kind of competition.
Correct.
And so I went with Here's Hannah third. Tiptoe I loved in her second start in particular. Her first start was very impressive. The buyer came out really low. But just the way she did it, I said, forget the buyer. And I loved her in her second start, and she just romped. She certainly acts like she wants to go a mile and a 16th, and she's trained well since. And look at the speed. Here's Hannah, Sharp Contrast, Tony Ann's Miracle.
Yeah, there's some pace in
There'll
there.
be horses coming back to her. She can pick up the pieces or at least get second if Tony Ann's Miracle can go a mile and 16th.
Right. So Randy's going to go 3, 6, and you're going to put Here's Hannah in the third spot in
she's
the
too nice not to have.
2018 Supernatural. On to the 7th race, $4,000 claimer for Colts and Geldings here, non-wins of 3 lifetime. Going a mile and the 16th. The 6 Alpha Uno it was a gift last time, but the horse just won so easily. I think it's going to be really tough to beat again. Footman, I think the 5 is the only other one that can kind of challenge the horse. I know he is running back quickly, but as you mentioned, Jim Brown has good numbers coming back quickly. But that was a good race against New Dreams and Cherokee War Chant. This is tougher company. Alpha Uno just looks so good. I put Stone Ridge Ruler in for third. Pretty game effort to Musaka Chef and Tornador last time, but he's a pretty versatile horse that can probably sit the trip just in behind the leaders and be a little dangerous. But Alpha Uno for me looked like a pretty good key. I went 6, 5, and 3.
I agree. Alpha Uno looks awful tough. I went 6, 7, 3. I like Tornador is just kind of horse that has cost me a lot of money.
I picked that horse a lot.
Yeah,
Tornador. He's one of my favorites.
But he shows up every time. If you look at his record.
Can't believe he lost to Feel No Shame.
It happens. But he's got the best buyer figure at the distance, I believe, and he gets some weight off to get 7 pounds off. He could take him. He could be in the mix at the end. But it's hard to go past Alpha Uno. And I agree with you. You said about Stone's Ruler. I put him in for third. Footman ran so hard last time to come back this quickly.
Maybe it might be a little too quick. I know I threw him in just because he likes to go long. But we'll see how it goes in race number 7. On to the 8th and final. $4,000 claimers. This is for non-winners of the year or non-winners of 4 lifetime. Going, once again, a lot of mile on the 16th races today. The 2-horse El Super looks absolutely fabulous in this race, dropping from 8,000. Good even effort behind Willing to Travel, Stitch On Kid, and next out winner Ace Twos. What a company change this is, getting down against this caliber. Any of his prior races have to win this race probably pretty easily.
Yeah.
He looks like maybe the most likely winner on the card. Up at the 4-horse Cedarburg and the 5 Talkett's Charm in behind. I went. Those are if the 2 fails to win and just doesn't run to his numbers, the 4 and 5 would be the next one. So I went 2, 4, and 5.
I agree. I actually put Talkett's Charm ahead of Cedarburg, but that's just cutting hairs there. It's no big deal. Splitting hairs. El Super, big key jockey change too from an apprentice to
Yeah,
Perez. That's going to make a big
That's
difference
huge,
in the drop. So I went 2-5-4 instead of
2-5-4 in
2-4-5,
the Monday finale. Well, that'll do it for our analysis of the Monday afternoon program. Just a quick little recap. We're going to do a little recap of our selections. Next up on screen, here comes. Pretty close. We'll be getting to my selections back in where. There we are. Back in race number 1, I did go to the. Oh, that's the Sunday ones. We can need the Mondays. We'll get the Monday ones. They'll get up there. There they are. Back in race number 1, I did go to the 1 appellant 156. Race number 2, I went to the 7. Definitely like the 7, 8, and 2. But I got my mo on top. Race number 3, I went to the 4, 7, and 3. Dory's Darling over the 7. Joni Be True and Lady LaRue. Race number 4, I did go to the 7 after the conflict over Stormy Teen and Born at the Track. Kicking off the late pick 4, I did try the 6 horse Pawnee Girl on the class drop. Going to go 6, 10, and 2. Race number 6, I did go to the 3, the favorite, Tony Ann's Miracle, 3, 1, 2. Race number 7, I did go to the 6 again, Alpha Uno. Looks pretty good as well. This horse looks to be getting on a little bit of a roll at the 4,000 level, 6, 5, 3. And in the 8th and final, I went to the 2. A little chalky on the late pick 4 there. I went 2, 4, and 5. Now on to Randy's picks. There they are.
And speaking of the late pick 4 and the pick 4, if you can get one long price in your pick 4, they pay really
They
well.
do pay well.
It's amazing.
I know.
To me. It amazes me.
Well,
But
they're
anyway,
good pools.
Yeah, they're good pools. But anyway, first race, I went with the 136 appellant on top, the big drop, and Glenn Todd with the good record with the drop. In the second, I went with the same thing. Got my mode, taking a big drop for Glenn Todd, 7, 3, and 1. In the third, I have Dory's Darling. Yeah, we got the same horses. Dory's Darling, not quite Dory's Darling on top. Joni Be True second. That's 4, 7, and 3. Lady LaRue third. In the fourth, I went with the 5. Stormy Teen, very impressive win over a very nice horse last time. 5, 2, 3. Devil in Disguise second. Born at the Track third. Fifth race, I went with the 4. Our Violet, first time started in a race.
Long shot pick of the day. There we go. We got one that's going to be big.
I don't
That's
know if
good.
it'd be that big a price, but we'll see. 4, 10, Cody's Honor second, and the 1, Crafty Memory. I went with the heavy chalk, Tony Ann's Miracle in the Supernatural.
Tough to get by.
Yeah, 3, 6, 1. I like Tiptoe. I could see an upset possibly.
Yeah, if the pace scenario gets crazy.
Yeah, they're going to be going fast. So 3, 6, 1 in the 6th. 7th, I went with number 6, Alpha Uno, one of the top, standouts of the day. 6, 7, and 3 in the 7th. And in the last race, another chalky horse. El Super looks pretty tough there. 2, 5, 4.
All right, thanks everyone for tuning in to Handicapper's Corner. Hopefully you've enjoyed the show. Hopefully give you a little insight into the Saturday or Sunday and Monday races at Hastings. Give you some winners and hopefully get you cash in some tickets.
2 really good cards.
Yeah, there are 2 excellent, good field size. It's a really good weekend of racing, a Canada Day weekend. We return to the Saturday-Sunday schedule next weekend. Our next live card will be Saturday, July the 7th, and of course Sunday, July the 8th. So we get back to the old Saturday-Sunday schedule after this Sunday-Monday. A little hiccup there, but it should be a lot of fun. The weather is supposed to be okay. It's not supposed to be delightful, but it's going to be nice and comfortable.
Hope for the best.
We're hoping for no rain, but it's supposed to be comfortable. It won't be blazing hot. Anyway, thanks everyone for tuning in. On behalf of Randy, hopefully you enjoyed this edition of Handicapper's Corner, and we'll see you next time here at the Derby Bar and Grill.
I got the horse right here, the name is Paul Revere, and here's a guy that says if the weather's clear, can do